Working the latest now on the Taliban takeover of Afghanistan. The U.S. is rushing to increase its evacuations ahead of the August 31st withdrawal deadline.
There are reports of chaos outside of the Kabul airport, with a NATO official telling Reuters there was a stampede at one of the gates, and the Taliban is reportedly blocking Afghan citizens from leaving.
We have received reports of people being turned away or pushed back or even beaten. We are taking that up in a channel with the Taliban to try to resolve those issues.
12 News reporter Alexandra Leslie spoke to an Afghan interpreter who is stuck in Kabul trying to leave the country in hopes of coming to Rhode Island with his family. She joins us now live in studio with his story. Alexandra?
Well, Kim, Amin Faqiry has worked as an interpreter for the U.S. military since he was 17. Now he has 4 young children and his wife has another baby on the way, putting a clock on getting them out as soon as possible.
Thank you so much for trying to talk to me.
In a small apartment in Kabul City, Amin Faqiry and his family of 5 are waiting.
They're sleeping, it's nighttime.
Hoping to safely leave the country. The 31-year-old is an interpreter who worked in combat zones with U.S. military for 10 years. But Amin says he's been trying to leave for some time, applying for a visa 5 years ago. He and his family escaped to Kabul City from a small village where the Taliban took over about a month ago.
The situation here is very bad. People are scared for their lives.
Amin has been documenting the unfolding situation for his friend Jonathan, who he knows through the nonprofit No One Left Behind.
Hey John, I'm out here inside the airport. There's people are on the runway.
Since Jonathan is a Rhode Island resident, Amin is hoping to have he and his family join him. Amin says his friend has been helpful in taking care of his family, even thousands of miles away.
We want to be a family to Jonathan because he has been a family to me. When I come to the States, I want to be his backbone and his shoulders to help him because he's doing the best he can, but I still want to be beside him because he has been beside me the whole time.
Amin tells me if he's able to make it here, he hopes to study at a university, but also wants to help people back in his home country in any way he can. Live in studio, Alexandra Leslie, 12 News.
Our in-depth coverage continues now of the Taliban takeover of Afghanistan. You've probably seen the footage of people gathered at Kabul's airport trying to flee the country.
One person who wants to get out is an interpreter, and he wants to come to Rhode Island. 12 News reporter Alexandra Leslie talked to him this afternoon and joins us live in studio with what he had to say.
Well, Kim, 31-year-old Amin Faqiry tells me he wants to come to Rhode Island to not only escape his home country, but to be a family to his friend Jonathan, who's been helping his family stay afloat during this time.
John, it's BK. I'm trying to go to the airport to see if we can get out.
Amin Faqiry has been documenting the unfolding situation in Afghanistan for his friend Jonathan, a Rhode Islander he knows through the nonprofit No One Left Behind. He's up against the clock not only to ensure his safety, but his family's as well.
I have 4 children right now. 1 is on the way.
Amin has spent most of his adult life working as an interpreter.
I've worked at the front lines as a combat and intelligence operational interpreter for the U.S. Army and for the U.S. Government agencies.
Amin says the last few weeks have been chaotic.
The United States, they just abandoned Afghanistan. They pulled out their troops and the government fell into the Taliban's hands very quick.
Amin and his family fled from their hometown when the Taliban took over, taking refuge in a small Kabul City apartment.
It's very difficult situation. People are scared. People are uncertain about their lives, about their future.
Amin says now he's just waiting to hear he can officially make his way out with his family. He was denied when he attempted to leave earlier this week.
We are all packed up. We have everything packed here. So as soon as I get an email from the embassy or anybody in the State Department to come to the airport, I will make my way to the airport.
Amin says if he makes it to the States, he'd explore trying to study at a university in Rhode Island, but he also wants to work to help people back in Afghanistan. Live in studio, Alexandra Leslie, 12 News.